Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. The countdown has begun. Perhaps the leaders and the political parties will have a sleepless night tonight as to what's going to happen in Karnataka when the ballot boxes open tomorrow. If you look at the exit polls, few exit polls have said that Karnataka is heading towards a hung verdict. Few have said that perhaps Congress will be in a position to form the government. And amidst all these speculations, HD Kumaraswamy, who is the JDS president, he came out with a statement saying that he's ready, or his party rather, is ready to join hands with Congress or BJP on his terms and conditions. And what are those terms? That he should be made the chief minister and his MLAs or the leaders should get plum portfolios. But leaving all this aside, the million-dollar question, which is there on everyone's mind, is that can brand Narendra Modi save Karnataka for BJP tomorrow? And the other big question is the kind of energy which Congress has put in Karnataka election, can it have a thundering comeback? I'm joined by a very special panel tonight. I have S.S. Sriram, who's a political commentator who's joined us. Thank you so much. We have Nagarajan Sundaram, who's a psephologist. Thank you so much, Nagarajan ji, for joining. We have Dr. B. Ramachari, who's the BJP spokesperson. Thank you, Dr. Ramachari. And we also have Pushparaj Deshpande, who's the director of Samrid Bharat Foundation and editor of Penguin's Rethinking India series. Thank you so much, Pushparaj, for joining. And let me begin today's discussion with S.S. Sriram. Just to put the things in perspective, Siddharth Sharma, of course, has also joined. He's a political analyst. I can see Siddharth now on the screen. Thank you so much. But I'd like to begin with S.S. Sriram. Everybody is saying and everybody is speculating on the various possibilities which have emerged out of the exit polls. But I don't want to talk about the exit polls. But what is the sense you get from this year's election, the way the campaign has panned out and the way all the parties have put in their energy? What is the sense you get from the ground, Sriram? Yes.
Yeah. Good evening to the panel. Well, I'm really confident that Mr. Narendra Modi's leadership will definitely work and BJP would definitely retain power. Karnataka, I'm told, is the last 38 years they've always gone on an alternate government. So probably this is the first time that BJP would probably retain power, or any government that retained power after a long, long time. Yes, the benefit of a double engine sarkar, especially with the development people of Karnataka have experienced this, be it the toilets that they have built. I mean, most importantly, for what the Congress has not done for the last 65 years, pan India, not just Karnataka, be it for the women, be it for the railways, be it for the infrastructure, be it for so many things. And here is the government which is done by Mr. Narendra Modi in the last 8 years, as what he has done is very much, the kind of the end user has realized or felt those benefits that they have received from the current government. So I honestly feel that the people of Karnataka will understand the need and the continuation of such developments, which is possible with the double engine sarkar that is currently, which is there at office today. I mean, I'm told that
Sriram, allow me to interrupt you. You're talking about a double engine. I'll come to Dr. Ramachari later. But since you mentioned the double engine, out of the two engines, one engine seems to have failed. And that is the Bomai engine I'm talking about, the state engine. Everybody is saying that Bomai has not delivered. So how can BJP boast of a double engine in Karnataka?
No, definitely not. See, there is obviously people do politics, and Mr. Bomai, I'm sure there could be a few shortcomings here and there, but whatever kind of allegation or accusation that the opposition tried in terms of 40% sarkar, all that stuff, they really did not take steam, and neither there were any proof to that extent that something to that effect has happened. Now, what I'm saying is, to coming back to this, the Tumkur, railway, the double lane, or Davangere, and to give you certain tangible examples as to what the Congress has not done for the 65 years that this government has done. I'm sure people do look into that. I'm sure people do take notice of that. So yes, there can be shortcomings. I'm not saying no, but that doesn't take away from the credit that this government has put in and the central government has put in to bring Karnataka up. I think that people of Karnataka would recognize and would give them another opportunity is my take or my guess, please.
Okay, so you're pretty confident that BJP is going to come back. I'm going to get in Siddharth Sharma here now. Siddharth, what is the sense you are getting? It's what the sense which I got. I traveled about 13, 14 days in Karnataka. And the sense which I got was that there is heavy anti-incumbency, there is resentment, there's anger against BJP. Most of the people, and the biggest survey which I quote in front of everyone is the Edina survey, which says that 68% of the people in Karnataka want the BJP government to be voted out. Now, can you throw some light on what the sense you are getting from Karnataka? Siddharth, yes.
Yeah, Neelu, all rhetorics and dialectics aside, Karnataka, as there is a very famous advertisement from Karnataka which states that Karnataka is one state, many worlds, and which is very true to a large extent, because if you go to North Karnataka and South Karnataka, the food habits, even the language, the lifestyles, there is a sea change between them. And when you say that you visited Karnataka recently and saw this whole kind of the extremities, uh, I come from a background of media and also a little bit of surveying, also a little bit of political campaigning. And 6 months ago, nearly 6 months ago, the entire political class of Karnataka became so jittery, became so nervous. Yeah, about 6 months ago, the entire political class of Karnataka became so jittery and so nervous about these elections that me and my team in these elections have helped candidates from across the spectrum, from Congress to BJP to JDS. So, in fact, tomorrow, whoever wins, I pray for everyone to win, because I've worked for a few candidates from JDS, I've worked for a few candidates from Congress, and when I say candidates, it's from the top leadership. So, what has happened is that there is absolute. The panelists before me also said there might have been shortcomings. There is a degree of anti-incumbency, but we have to also understand.
You're saying there is a degree of anti-incumbency.
Yeah,
you see a degree, and the sense I got is that there is heavy anti-incumbency. Now, what does this difference say?
Yeah,
is it a matter of perception? Yes.
No. The matter is simple that in Karnataka for the last 40 years, there has always been space for alternative politics. Even third parties like Mr. Ramakrishna Hegde, the Janta Parivar has always, there is an when there is an anti-incumbency in Karnataka, it doesn't translate into the opposition winning it. It can also go to the third party, or the two parties in the opposition might get the votes might get fractured, and the anti-incumbent government itself can come back re-elected. So it's a very, very, when I say degree of anti-incumbency, the point here, when you say it's a survey, 67% people say they are angry with the government, that says yes, but that they can go when they have anti-incumbency and the options are there. If there are two options and the votes get split, the benefit again comes back to the same anti-incumbent government. So that is what I'm trying to say. Whatever happens tomorrow will be the real deal. And as far as I know, today in Karnataka, let's come aside from the exit polls and all these things. If any party would have been so confirmed, so assured about majority tomorrow, why is it so that three top leaders from Janata Dal, the Honorable former Prime Minister Mr. Deve Gowda, from BJP, the Honorable Mr. B.L. Santosh, and from Congress, the President himself, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, all these three people are trying to talk to each other, sending feelers that in case there is a hung assembly, what are the permutation combinations? And now I'll try to come to the permutations and combinations. There are only 4 possibilities in Karnataka. One is that either BJP comes sweeping back to power. The second scenario is that Congress comes back sweeping into power. The third is a hung assembly, but even that hung assembly, there are 2 possibilities in which Congress becomes the single largest party or the BJP becomes the single largest party. So the point here is that nobody is as sure today that if it comes to a little bit of this way or that way, as far as unconfirmed reports from my sources are concerned, the Congress top brass, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, has already spoken to Mr. Deve Gowda and has kind of given him the blueprint here is that even if Congress gets 120 seats, nearly 120 seats, which is a comfortable majority, they would still want Janata Dal S to be part of a coalition.
Right.
So the point here is that if in a hung assembly, BJP is falling short of the majority, but if it's a single largest party, is the BJP ready to give its chief ministership to Janata Dal S? I don't think so. BJP is not ready for that. But on the other hand, if Congress is the single largest party and it takes Janata Dal support, just like last time, Congress was the Congress was the bigger of the two partners, but still it gave away its chief ministership to the JDS. So we don't know what the deal here is. Congress on one hand is saying that even if I get 120 seats, I'm going to give you, even if you are disproportionate deputy chief ministership and other ministership. So we don't know what kind of deal is. And if BJP is so sure about the majority, why come the Honorable B.L. Santosh is trying his best to get in touch with Mr. Deve Gowda, but Deve Gowda is not, has gone incommunicado, not meeting with B.L. Santosh and the other mass leader of...
Deve Gowda not meeting B.L. Santosh deliberately, because I'm told H.D. Kumaraswamy is in Singapore for some kind of a medical checkup. And here there are reports that Deve Gowda, I mean, the Congress camp is trying to touch base with Deve Gowda.
Has already touched base. Has already
touched base. You're
yes,
saying.
Yes, that's what my point is. Congress top leadership, when I say Congress presidentship, is already in touch with Mr. Deve Gowda. And the issue is with Mr. Deve Gowda, we need to understand one thing. We can support his politics, we can oppose his politics, but there is one thing very clear about Mr. Deve Gowda historically. Mr. Deve Gowda as a person himself has never aligned in any way with BJP in his whole life. It's like Lalu Yadav or Mulayam Singh Yadav. You might have a difference of opinion with them, or Mr. The TRSS Chandrasekhar Rao or Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. All of these people have never in their life have had any coalition with BJP. Mr. Deve Gowda falls under that same category, and that is the reason why the BJP has been unable to get in touch base with Mr. Deve Gowda. It would have touched base with Mr. Kumaraswamy, but Mr. Kumaraswamy has been very conveniently. Let's understand one thing: in Karnataka, JDS there is a geographical area in which JDS is very strong. It is undoubted about that. I'm not saying what number of seats it will get. It might get 50 seats, it might get 20 seats, but whatever it will get, it is sure that it is going to get some seats. Mr. Kumaraswamy is a mass leader pan Karnataka. That is also undoubtedly true. But respect-wise, Deve Gowda ji commands a huge respect, not just in JDS belts, but across Karnataka. So even if Mr. Kumaraswamy, like last time, I think in 2009 or 2010, there was a 2020 understanding in which Kumaraswamy aligned with BJP. Even if Mr. Kumaraswamy would like to have that kind of alignment with BJP, I think it has to be, because let's understand JDS, whatever decision is taken, you cannot take that decision without the blessings of Mr. Deve Gowda. He is the patriarch of that family. And that patriarch right now, as of historically has not aligned with BJP. The Congress has already touched base with him. So it's a very interesting kaleidoscope of, you can say it's a kaleidoscope of negotiations going on in Karnataka. Let's hope so. But my gut feeling is, Karnataka has voted, the mandate has been decisive. Now that mandate, whether Karnataka has gone on an intellectual path to give that mandate, or has it gone the emotional path to give that mandate? We don't know. Tomorrow, by this time, everything will be clear in the open. So I think I made my point.
Right. So, Dr. Ramachari, I want to come to you now. Karnataka election this year, I felt personally, after traveling, I felt that this was one of the first elections after 7 or 8 years where the state voted for issues and where the issues mattered: price rise, inflation, unemployment, corruption. That was one of the major issues. Now, don't you think that if people vote on the basis of these burning issues, where does BJP really stand a chance? And the kind of confidence, like 2 days ago when you were on my program, you claimed that BJP will get about 140 seats. Are you maintaining the same confidence tonight as well? Unmute yourself. Dr. Ramachari, you're muted, I think. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Niluji, there is no anti-incumbency in Karnataka state. People are voted for development. Bommaiji Sarkar government and Modi government did well here. Only speculations, only in media and some other opposition party social media, they are showing that we are losing. We are going to win 115 to 124 exactly after. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
I can. Go ahead. I can.
Okay. After polling, we have our internal survey, internal report. We are very confident. We are going to form the next government tomorrow. This time, we are planning. I think our leaders going to plan next cabinet combination or formation of the next cabinet. So there is no anti-incumbency.
You're saying that the leaders will be forming the next cabinet, or rather they'll be having a meeting on the next cabinet. So that cabinet, is it going to have a Kumaraswamy? Will it have JDS or BJP will stand on its leg?
No JDS, only see. No. Only, so we will get full majority. So tomorrow morning, 12 o'clock, everything is going to be clear. Already people of Karnataka declared they have in favor of Bharatiya Janata Party. Okay, they have voted for Bharatiya Janata Party. No confusion at all.
I'm losing your audio.
100%.
Dr. Ramachari, I think probably you are getting into a lift. That's the sense I'm getting. Okay, now you're in your BJP office. Yes, go ahead. I lost your audio in between. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Network.
Okay, there's some network.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah?
Now I can. Yes.
Some network problem?
Yeah. No. I can hear you.
So,
now. Yes.
See, already the exam is over. The examiner, people of Karnataka, has decided in favor of Bharatiya Janata Party. There is no question of confusion. There is no question of coalition. So, okay. So the JDS and Congress will remain as a opposition party only. They have to decide who will get majority as opposition party. They have to decide opposition party leader. That's why Kumaraswamy went to Singapore. He knows the result of the Karnataka. So he went to Singapore. Because of that, there is no hung assembly.
Dr. Ramachari, I can sense. No matter how much you may say, but I can sense nervousness in the BJP camp as well. Of course, you have to maintain a brave face because you're a party spokesperson, but there is a lot of nervousness in the BJP camp. This is what I can put it straight on record. This is the sense I'm getting.
I'm sorry.
In BJP and in Bangalore.
I'm very sorry to say.
Yes.
I'm very sorry to say that there is no nervousness in the party. All are very enthusiastic. We are preparing for celebration. See, I'm sitting in the party. They are discussing about what type of sweet has to be distributed tomorrow. We are preparing for the celebration. Where is the question of that?
Okay.
So double engine government has did well.
Started thinking about the mithais, the crackers. You have also spoken about the cabinet. Oh my God! So I think I don't know what to say. So Dr. Ramachari, stay on. Dr. Ramachari, stay on. Let me now come to Pushparaj. Pushparaj, you have been part of Bharat Jodo Yatra, and you've also followed. Like what all has happened in the past few months. Now, I want to juxtapose all those things against all what has happened in Karnataka. There has been a narrative on hijab, Azan, halal, all that has happened. And then came the Bajrang Bali moment where, again, BJP tried to polarize on the religious lines. Now, what would you really say to the campaign, the way it has panned out since last year, and specifically speaking, post Bharat Jodo Yatra, all what has happened leading up to the Karnataka elections? Do you think that Congress is really in a position to form the government comfortably? Or is it really on an edge right now? Yes.
Hi, Nilu. Hi to everyone else also. Lovely to make your acquaintance. I don't want to get down to a rabbit hole as to how many seats and which cabinet and which berth someone is getting. I think by tomorrow evening, everyone will be very clear about what is happening. Let's not speculate. I'm not a soothsayer. Maybe someone else here is, but I certainly am not. I think we're all in the realm of perception, and here we are all entitled to our different opinions. So let's just look at what is happening on the ground. I could be wrong entirely. I could be misreading the situation entirely wrong. So I start with that caveat. Firstly, I think that the Congress has very smartly localized the entire election to Karnataka. Everything that they have done has been about local Kannadiga specific issues, and in that sense, I mean, we must acknowledge the Great Southern Wall, Siddaramaiah. He has significantly been juxtaposed to the Prime Minister. And the BJP, in that sense, has done everything that it should not have done. Firstly, they centralized the campaign around the Prime Minister, which I think has backfired because ultimately he's not going to be coming in Karnataka and being the CM face here. That's one thing. And the second thing is that all the issues that they have flagged, some of the issues that you raised, the Tipu Sultan issue, the Kerala story issue. I mean, let's not forget that you missed that also. That clearly was engineered to have an impact on Karnataka. The hijab issue, the 91 abuses, all of these issues, in a way, actually have not consolidated the BJP vote as it anticipated, but certainly have helped in, I feel, consolidating the anti-BJP vote. And I feel that the Congress is the principal beneficiary of that vote. That is one big factor here, and we should not be oblivious to that. In terms of campaigning, in terms of political management, the Congress and the BJP have had very different styles. That's one thing. The second thing is that we must give credit where it's due. The Congress actually ran a very clean, very efficient campaign, and there was no dissent in the ticket distribution, a rarity. For any party, people who don't get tickets are technically woodcutters. That was avoided this time. Each player played to their strengths. Siddaramaiah, DK Shivkumar, the organizational man, they've all done different things in the different areas. They were really campaigned aggressively. For the first time, I think they did over 200 rallies and road shows. This is unprecedented. I mean, for a local election, this is not heard of. The second thing is there's minimal, at least perceptively, there was minimal factional frictions, especially between the top two contenders. This is something that the BJP kept trying, this cleavage the BJP kept trying to exploit in vain. And of course, one has to acknowledge the fact that the political management was fantastic, and credit must be given to the Congress leadership, in this case, the president, the Congress president, Mallikarjun Kharge. For him, of course, this has also become a matter of pride. And during the election, if you remember, he also said that, if Gujarat can support the Prime Minister, you need to support me now. And that, I think, is an emotive chord that has appealed to everyone, which we should not discount.
Pushpaj, despite all what you say, and I was a privy to whatever I saw, and Congress has done a sleek campaign, undoubtedly this time. But then you also had a Bajrang Dal moment where everyone started saying that you handed out an opportunity on the platter to BJP, and nobody else other than Prime Minister, he completely grabbed that opportunity. And he whipped up a rhetoric where it was only Bajrang Bali, and that's the echo it was since the last 1 week. So was that an opportunity which was handed over by Congress to BJP? Don't you think that that was some kind of a suicide, if I may call it?
That's for the Congress to gauge for itself. I don't think that let's see, let's be realistic. Any voter is not an idiot. They know the difference between Bajrang Dal and Bajrang Bali. I mean, by that logic, one could also argue that Bajrang Punia, the wrestler, is protesting in Delhi right now. By that logic, the BJP and the union government has insulted Bajrang Bali here. Voters are not really buying that. Yes, that did become a political electoral issue. The prime minister did try very hard, and I remember that for 5 days that was an issue for the BJP. But these issues are actually long-standing issues, and there you must look at how the RSS has been working and trying to cultivate social mass consciousness, and it's not the BJP. So the issue there is, and I think that's an interesting thing which most panels that I have seen so far have not really explored, and you may want to ask some of our other panelists because they are clearly knowledgeable about the issue. Is what is the RSS factor here? Because the BJP actually gained in Karnataka because of the RSS's work with the Lingayats. I had a name somewhere, I'm forgetting. Jan Basappa Jaideva, his work with to tie up the 3,000 mutts, and then followed up with the Ramkrishna Hegde, him jumping over to the BJP, getting the Lingayat vote. And now this time the BJP is also focused in Mandya and Mysore region. So is this a swing to the Vokaligas? Are they now going to start focusing on the Vokaligas post the Lingayat thing? These are factors that we really need to think about, because these are deep-rooted social and structural changes that are happening. And the RSS giving new tickets to younger people, the BJP giving tickets to younger lot is also a shift. So you may want to factor that in.
Okay, fine. Now, let me go to Nagarajan Sundaram to get a brief comment, and then I get to go to Sriram because Sriram will be leaving in some time. He has to go to another channel. Nagarajan ji, you had done an assessment in 2018 also. What is your sense this time? That is Karnataka really heading towards a hung assembly, or are we going to see some decisive result in favor of either of the parties, either BJP or Congress? Yes.
I have put out my assessment in my Twitter account that this is also heading towards an hung assembly. For that, I have given the reasons, because there is a pattern to it that is not going anywhere. That pattern still is there. That's what my assessment.
People are saying with 73% voter turnout, which means that, Karnataka is heading towards.
That is a fallacy. That is a fallacy. I will correct it now. Last time the voter percentage was 72.13. There is a 12 lakh voters added to that. You understand that? 12 lakh voters is almost 2%. The total voters is actually 5.2 crores. So 5 crore 20 lakhs or 28 lakhs. So this time actually the voting percentage was 73.19. So 1.06% is the addition. That means actually not even 0.5%, only 0.45% addition is there. The voting, if you factor that actually with the voters increase, then actually it remains the same, or it is 0.05% less than what it was in the 2018. That one thing I will. Second thing, I have been telling that there is actually my predictions, forecasts based on earlier elections data, all election data, particularly last 3 elections. So in that I have given BJP 87 seats, Congress 97 seats, Congress 99 seats, and JDS 26, others and independents 2 seats. The margin of error in seats is 8, totally 8. So my margin of error comes to around 3.5% or 3.45% only. Unlike the big pollsters who go around spending crores of rupees, and sitting in Chennai, I have done this. I have done to many other places also. So if the BJP, it can come lower up to 89, and it can go up to 105. Congress can go up to 107. Congress can come down up to 91, and that is the same case with JDS. It can go below 20 and reach 18, and it can go up to 34. As far as others are concerned, they can 2 addition, or they may go down to 0 also, other than independent. Having said that, my hunch is actually If it is a hung assembly, as far as my prediction, if it comes like that, if the BJP is below 95, they cannot form the government. 95 or 94. If they fall below 95 or 94, they cannot form the government. If the BJP comes to 95, 96, 97, whatever, they are forming government. Nobody can stop that. I don't need to elaborate on this. Motabhai is sitting there. And this is actually, on our part, will be childish to discuss that whether they have discussed with Devagowda or Kumaraswamy or Revanna.
Nagarajan ji, you are saying that Motabhai is sitting there. Dr. Ramachari is already preparing to celebrate tomorrow. Sweets, garlands, whatnot. Cabinet also he's discussed.
I'll tell you that all the time there will be back channel negotiation going on. It is not a political person is not needed. Right. A senior journalist or a media baron, somebody will be discussing at the no need. Actually, say he's not picking my phone call. Santosh is not going. Why Santosh has to go? There are people I know during emergency, the Janasatta editor, Prabhas Joshi, he was the go-between with many people, JP Narayan and others.
That's a given, I think. That's a given. But I'm running short of time. I have to go to all
no, actually, you have to give me sufficient time. You have given all them. I will say
okay.
Two things about Sriram and my friend Siddharth.
Okay, quickly. Yes.
Siddharth, today also you are erroneous. You have told that Devagowda only decides. Without his consent, nothing is taken. 2004, they joined the government. All the MLAs were with them. Devagowda was sulking outside the government. Afterwards, he was actually, it is a drama. Second thing, 2009, TRS chief Chandrasekhar Rao was an alliance partner with the BJP, NDA, when Advani was declared prime ministerial candidate. Second, Sriram sir actually is saying that double engine. Since 2014, number of double engine states, they did not vote back the government to power. Only states where they have done well was Northeast, the entire Northeast, the governments were voted back. UP, they were voted back. Uttarakhand, they were voted back. But in other places, even Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and Madhya Pradesh, they were not voted back. And in Maharashtra, they were voted back. So it is not that every time they are voting back the government. Jharkhand, they did not vote. They did not vote back the government.
Yes.
So mine is actually, my hunch is simple. This one, this is the thing. If they get 95 or above 95 or even 94 also, one or two this side or that side, definitely they are forming government.
Okay.
If they fall below 93 or 91, they cannot form government.
Okay. Ramachari ji, I know you're smiling. I'll come to you. Sriram, your thoughts before you leave the program.
I'll wrap up on about 5 points. Yes. With regards to unemployment, what you mentioned, Karnataka is just 2.3%. The national average is 7.8%. So which is actually comfortable there. And secondly, in terms of on inflation, it's in the range of 6.03 to 4.19 from 2022 to 6.03, which is again lower than the national average. And I don't see Mr. Pushparaj comment on Prime Minister campaigning. I don't see any wrong in that. After all, he's only campaigning based on the local issues and not the national issue. And with regard to Bajrang Dal, I mean, Congress has always been doing an appeasement politics. So I'm not surprised that that what Congress did with regards to Bajrang Bali. And let us not give the credit just because of.
I'm losing your audio. Sriram, I'm losing your audio now. Sriram,
problem.
Yes.
Congress's issue that that BJP won because of development. And with regard to Nagarajan sir, the percentage of vote in the last six elections, whenever the vote percentage is between 72 to 80% vote percentage, Karnataka has given a decisive government, and I don't see a reason why BJP will not come back to power. And as my final issue is with regard to I think I've covered most of them. And He was talking about Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh. Rajasthan always goes for a change of government.
Okay, I think I'm losing your audio now, Sriram. Okay.
Perhaps
So-
it's divine intervention.
Yeah.
I want
Okay.
to.
Okay, Sriram, I'm assuming that you are making an exit
The
now.
other one, well, please come
I
back.
lost your
I don't
audio
see a reason why PM.
Sriram, I
will
lost
get
your
that-
audio in between.
but one
Sriram, I lost your
small-
audio in between.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir,
One
sir.
small point. I request the Karnataka BJP government to take care of the hard work done by Prime Minister in the event of getting back them to the power. They are much more accountable. They will have
Cannot be
to
a reason.
support
You do
Prime
believe
Minister
you
to
do
the kind
believe
of
that state
effort
leadership
that
has not performed.
72-year-old man
Sriram, you
has put in
believe
for Karnataka.
Sriram, so you do believe, since you are making an earnest request, but what I'm gathering from your statement is that state leadership has not delivered, and this is exactly what I said in the
No,
beginning.
No. Whatever the shortcomings
Where
are,
has
I would
Bomai performed?
request the government
Where
to
has
develop
Bomai
that
performed?
areas as well.
People
What
are
my request
saying
is.
that Bomai was completely absent from the political landscape. So that is why Prime Minister had to jump in. Your Chief Minister was
Hopefully,
nowhere.
No, definitely not. I mean, the Chief Minister was there. Chief Minister was performing. I mean, this kind of trying to get a rhetoric to get a bad image on Chief Minister. I'm sure the people of Karnataka have answered sensibly, and I'll wait to join Mr. Acharya, Mr. Ramacharya for the celebration tomorrow evening. Thank you very much for the panel.
Okay. He's
Kindly
already
allow me
giving
to
the
go. I
thumbs
have to
up.
go for the next
No,
time.
now, let me get in Pushparaj and Siddharth before I come to Nagarajan ji and Dr.
No,
Ramacharya.
actually, I have only one question to.
Let me. Sriram has made an exit. I want to come to Pushparaj now. Just listening to whatever points Sriram has raised, Pushparaj, I really want you to counter that, and then I'll come to Siddharth and Dr. Ramacharya. Yes, Pushparaj, over to you.
What I mean, see, this is a weird counterfactual because Siddharth ji spoke a lot about how the Karnataka unemployment and inflation rate in Karnataka are better than what is there at the national level.
Not
Siddharth
Siddharth,
Sriram ji. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sriram, my mistake, mea culpa.
Yeah.
So he said that this is linked. So I mean, in a way, it's sort of, I mean, we're talking about the Karnataka elections, but he is sort of putting the BJP at the national level in a dock. That aside, my point is that, all of this is, we're really looking at we're down a rabbit hole which we have not come out of. I mean, there is a big disconnect between what is being discussed here and what was happening on the ground. There is heavy anti-incumbency. I mean, people were genuinely fed up. If the government comes back, I'll of course eat dirt tomorrow. But the fact of the matter is that I genuinely feel that there was heavy anti-incumbency. Whether it's hung or not is besides the point. The one particular point that he raised about the prime minister campaigning, yes, we can talk about this as we can talk about the prime minister as a purely political person, but he's also a prime minister of the country. He does have to govern, and my problem with him campaigning is not the issue. The BJP centralized it on the prime minister because the government in Karnataka has done very poorly on every score: corruption, unemployment, price rise, bunch of other issues. I mean, frankly, the way they treated the former CM, Yedurappa ji, who is, I think, along with Siddaramaiah, one of the tallest leaders that Karnataka has, was atrocious. And that is going to cost them. I mean, we're going to see this tomorrow, but I would bet my life on the fact that, I mean, think about it. Of the 75 constituencies that he was supposed to campaign in, he campaigned in, I think, 32, 33? Why didn't he campaign in the rest? Even the campaign that he did was lackluster. He was clearly not happy with it. Bomai was looking crestfallen yesterday, the current CM. So I mean, these are indications that there is something seriously wrong with the BJP camp. Yes, it's possible that they eat tomorrow, but they discuss the cabinet tomorrow. But my sense is that it's going to be a shadow cabinet. They're going to be sitting amongst themselves and discussing, kisko kya baatna hai, who's going to keep the Congress in check in the next 5 years.
One more question which I had. Supposing if there is a scenario of a hung assembly and Congress has to join hands with JDS, now what happens then to Siddaramaiah, who is the tallest leader of Congress? Given the fact that Siddaramaiah and JDS do not have a very easy relationship.
I think Pushparaj is a shadow of the Congress.
One second. Ramachari, one second.
No, I'm not. I'm
Yes.
actually working for.
Okay.
Okay, 1 minute.
No, no.
Let me get in Pushparaj on this. Pushparaj, what
I'm
happened?
just a conscientious bystander, patriotic Indian. That's all that I am.
Yes. So,
Uh,
Pushparaj, what I wanted to ask you was that supposing if there is a scenario of a hung assembly, Congress has to join hands with JDS. So, what happens to Siddaramaiah? Siddaramaiah, given the fact that he doesn't have a very easy relationship with the HDK and Devagowda.
I mean, that's for them to figure out. This is the internal dynamics between, as someone here originally spoke about, there are already conversations. If there are, I think Siddharth ji spoke about the fact that there are conversations between the Congress and the JDS. That's for them to figure out. At this juncture, it's very clear that Siddaramaiah far outshadows anyone else. And I think originally, I think when you started the panel discussion, you said that there was the JDS has said that it may side with BJP. Is that what you said, Neelu?
Yes, it may side with BJP or Congress.
Okay, I think that for the JDS, it's an existential question because I don't think that the Kumaraswamy would want to do what Ramakrishna Hegde did. If he goes and sides with BJP, please remember that the BJP campaigned extensively in Mandya and Mysore. They are going after the Vokaligas, and this would be harakiri for them. He would finish off Nikhil's career. I mean, the son. So I would sense that if there is a hung assembly, as Nagarajan ji is saying, the JDS would likely back the Congress for their own existential survival. What they do is best left to them.
Okay. Okay.
And if they don't, then it's political suicide. If they go with the BJP, it's political suicide. That's my long-term assessment. 10 years down the line, I could be right or could be wrong. We'll see.
Okay. Okay, Siddharth, your thoughts, and then I go to Nagarajan ji and Dr.
Yeah.
Rao.
As Pushparaj said, numbers are a rabbit hole out of which coming out is very difficult. There is a saying, there is lies, there are damn lies, and then there are statistics. If you fall into the statistics rabbit hole, to draw just an analogy, if a cricket team is chasing 300 runs in 50 overs, that would average out to 6 runs per over. But that team can win that match without scoring 6 runs, even playing out maiden overs. So it's not, politics is 1 and 1 doesn't make 2 in politics, it also makes 11. So the politics is the art of the impossible. So that is the interesting part. I'll tell you anecdote on voting day that came to me. As we all know, in this Karnataka elections, mostly all the national parties are fighting the elections. Let's call them as A, B, and C. People will understand that. Since I'm good with everyone and I've been helping out people in their campaigns, formal candidate of B voted for, because he was a candidate from some other place, but he was a voter in some other constituency. So the candidate of B voted for A in his constituency. Okay. And the strange thing is that the A is from C. 6 months ago, A was sitting in party C and he came to A. And another strange thing is that now the relation is in my home constituency from where I vote, C has been helping B in some other constituency. So everyone is helping everyone out in Karnataka, and everyone is cutting everybody out. So it is a really in Karnataka, the politics has become the art of the impossible. And when you ask me, I think you made a very pertinent point that which way would JDS go? And I think, and someone was speaking about Mr. Siddaramaiah and how tall his stature is. But as you very rightly said, there is a little bit of bad blood between JDS and Siddaramaiah, for the simple reason that they come from the same belt and they vie for the same votes. And that is where, when I said in my opening statement, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge has been brought in, because he is a person who is acceptable to almost all the people. And another thing that even in the present assembly in Karnataka, out of the 6 different regions in Karnataka, BJP had swept coastal Karnataka, that is Karavali. It had one handsomely swept Kittur Karnataka, which is Mysore Karnataka, and it had done exceedingly well in central Karnataka, which is a SC/ST dominated area. But in these elections, although it has done very well in coastal Karnataka, the Lingayats votes are a huge question mark. And in the central Karnataka, simply because Mr. Kharge has been made the chief of Congress, that has also helped a lot of SC/ST votes getting transferred from BJP to Congress. So I think the exit polls that have been showing yesterday, most of them are not showing a very clear mandate, but all of them seem to be tilting more towards Congress and less towards BJP. And let us understand, tomorrow when the results come, in immaterial who gets the majority, the governor is duty bound to call the single largest party to form the government. He has to invite the single largest party. Now, forget about who is going to get 112. Out of the 224, who is going to be the single largest party? So that person is going to be invited by the governor to form the government. And once he forms the government, it becomes so much more easier for the single largest party to get a ally around. And that is why I think Congress has gone out on a limb, Mr. Kharge, and he has spoken to Mr. Devegowda, that in case Congress comes out as the single largest party, even without a majority, they have gone ahead and said very magnanimously that even if we get 120, we would like you to be in coalition. That basically means that if I'm falling short of it, you please be with us. So I think as far as negotiations and deals go, I think Congress is just a few steps ahead of BJP right now. It has gone and had some kind of a offer, some kind of substantive offer to JDS. I don't think BJP has yet given a very substantive offer to JDS. But again, this is a health warning. Tomorrow, what will happen? We don't know. We can all have a lot of discussions and have sleepless nights tonight.
Dr. Ramachari, and then I'll come to Nagarajan ji for the final word. Dr. Ramachari, 12 p.m. tomorrow we'll be meeting on the federal. So will you be incommunicado? You're going to switch off your phone because we will ask to call you, or you will come with laddus and garlands?
No, it will be Mysore Pak in Karnataka. In Karnataka, it has to be Mysore Pak.
Fair enough. Not laddus. Mysore Pak and Dharwad peda. Yes.
Okay. 100% I am going to bring Mysore Pako. No doubt about that. Mr. Bommai is called as a common man CM. That means all common men of Karnataka.
Common men call him a PCM. Common men call him PCM.
No, that was allegation made by the Congress. The Paytm is a Congress toolkit. See, opposition party toolkit. So the people of Karnataka named as a common man CM. See, common man supported common man CM. So tomorrow, exactly, no doubt about that, BJP government is going to be form the government, and governor will call our party chief or head of the legislative party. So there is no, all are speculation made by the opposition party leaders and shadow of Congress and JDS media persons. I don't want to comment on that. Tomorrow we'll give answer. The people of Karnataka will give the answer to all your questions, allegations, everything. The shadow will
questions, no
disappear.
allegations.
The shadow will disappear.
No, it's only curiosity.
No
It's neither questions.
I want to go for the final word to Nagarajan Sundaram. So, sir, yes, sir. So, final stats, which will be coming from you. And tomorrow, joining again. Yes.
Same thing. If BJP gets 95 plus, they are forming the government. Whoever, because you know Goa, you know Manipur, what happened there. And last time also, usurping the power is not a new one. Last time, the Congress government was voted out with 80 seats, but they formed the government. Whether it is not, these are all, everything is fair in love and war and politics and election. So, one thing I will, in a lighter vein, I will say one thing. The person who is guiding or managing Congress election affairs is Mr. Sunil. Sunil had his studies in Chennai. He worked with Prashant Kishore also. Earlier, he worked with Stalin in 2016 election. Stalin came number 2. Again in 21, he worked with E. Palaniswamy of AAAD. He became number 2. He worked sometime with BSY also, Yedurappa also. Then he went to Congress. So his luck is always, he can always lift anybody to number 2 position. Unlike Prashant Kishore, who can make people number 1.
Okay,
in a
okay.
lighter way.
That's interesting.
He
Interesting. but
only
I
actually
guess-
made all the
Right.
spatium and all his contribution,
Right.
narrative
Okay.
creation and all.
Yeah. So let's wait and watch as to what happens tomorrow. But I'll make
Thank
an
you, Sundar sir.
request to all of you to join the Federal tomorrow, 12 p.m. From 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. We are going to be live continuously. And we'll appeal to the viewers who are watching the channels, subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal for the day-long coverage tomorrow as well on Karnataka elections. Thank you so much, Pushparaj Deshpande. Dr. Ramachari, don't forget to get us the sweets tomorrow.
100%.
Even if you lose,
You deserve, madam.
And if you lose, then don't
You
switch off your
deserve.
phone
Even
also.
Sundar sir
No,
also.
don't-
You people all deserve.
I'm saying don't
100%.
switch off your